The following videotape is one program in a series of driver safety training tapes produced by the Lancer Insurance Group for the exclusive benefit of our policyholders. Lancer Insurance Group is one of the nation's leading insurers specializing in the protection of commercial vehicles. Since 1985, we have provided coverage to tens of thousands of vehicles in all 50 states. In our continuing commitment to safety, we have gathered an enormous database of accident and claim statistics. We know that it is impossible to define every preventive measure or hazardous situation that professional drivers are faced with every day. And the safety suggestions presented in our series of tapes are given as guidelines only to help you know what to do to avoid problems and what action to take to continually drive safely. Here it is, the accident no one wanted or expected. A car ran a red light and was hit broadside by our tractor, pushing it across the intersection. If this was your accident, would you know what to do? You have 4 major duties at an accident scene. First, protect the scene. Second, get help. Third, assist others at the scene. And fourth, gather and exchange information. If you know how to handle yourself in any accident situation, you can help keep a bad experience from getting any worse. Step 1. Protect the scene. When you're involved in an accident, safety is your primary concern. Begin to protect the scene by promptly activating your 4-way flashers. If you are blocking the road following a minor accident and moving would help clear the way, you should consider moving to the side. If your truck is in a hazardous position where it is likely to be hit again, we recommend you move it. But before you do anything to change the scene, you should take several photographs of the exact location where the vehicles collided and where they came to rest. You may only have a moment or two to do this, so do it promptly. When you know your vehicle will be stopped for more than a brief period, protect the area by setting out warning flares or triangles so things don't get worse than they are. Placing these warning devices is a matter of regulation, and their position will vary according to the situation. On a one-way road or a divided highway, all 3 warning triangles are set to the rear of your vehicle. They should be placed within 10 feet of the rear, then at points fully 100 feet, that's 30 or more paces, and then 200 feet back, another 30 or more paces, from the rear of your vehicle. On a road with 2-way traffic, warning triangles are placed at both the front and the rear. One is placed 100 feet ahead of your vehicle, then 2 are placed to the rear. The first within 10 feet, the second 100 feet from the rear of your truck. If you are forced to stop at a point in the road where visibility is limited by a hill crest or a curve, you may need to place 1 warning triangle at the rear, up to 500 feet back, to warn oncoming traffic of the position of your vehicle. Once you have activated your flashers and positioned your warning devices, you've done what you can to protect the scene. Now, assess the situation. Check the other vehicle and the condition of its occupants. Others at the scene may offer assistance. Use them to get help on the way. If you are carrying cargo, do what you can to prevent theft or damage to the products. Do your part in protecting the situation, but don't endanger yourself or others in the process. Step 2. Get help. If you are able, make the calls for the help you need so you're sure it's on the way. Do not leave the scene to get help. You can also send someone for aid or to make the necessary calls. First, call the police and emergency services. Be prepared to answer questions about where you are, what help you need, and whether or not there are injuries that might be life-threatening. Next, if you haven't already done so, Advise your company of the accident. Your supervisor can offer necessary guidance and assistance. It is to everyone's advantage to call Lancer Insurance Group's 24-hour claims hotline.
Good morning, Lancer Claims Hotline. How can I help you?
Lancer will dispatch a highly trained field investigator to assist you with the many problems that can arise at the scene of an accident. Step 3. Assist others. Your next priority is the care and comfort of the people at the accident scene. Medical priorities. When it comes to providing aid to injured parties, in your own actions, for your protection, be guided by Good Samaritan rules. These rules generally state that you should limit your aid to a distressed person to the extent of your training. If you are not trained or qualified in first aid procedures, you should not do anything of a first aid or medical nature. However, if the injured party is in a life-threatening situation, you can act to assure his or her safety. For example, if an unconscious person is inside a burning vehicle, you may do what you can to move that person out of harm's way. If they haven't already come forward, actively seek out individuals at the scene who may be trained or qualified to offer medical assistance. Providing comfort. If there is a genuine need and you can do something for others at the scene, make the offer to help. Your attitude can influence the opinion of witnesses, so do what is reasonable and let your assistance speak for itself. Step 4. Gather and exchange information. Collecting the names and contact information from everyone at the scene is as important as anything else you will do in effectively managing the accident scene. Try to locate others who may have seen something of significance. Ask them to complete a courtesy card. As a minimum, get their name and telephone number. If possible, get information from those in the adverse vehicle. Such information can help establish exactly what took place, but don't press it if they don't want to cooperate. As you collect courtesy cards, read the information provided. Make sure that the name, address, and telephone information sections are complete, so that if necessary, those listed can be contacted again at a later date. Police statements. The police will ask you for your version of the situation. Don't rush into an explanation. If you guess, if you are misunderstood, or if you make an error about anything, what you have said can and will be used against you. By law, you only need to identify yourself, your vehicle, your company, and the insurance carrier. Nothing else is required. Remember, the police are conducting a criminal investigation, and for that reason alone, you do not have to make any statement. If pressured, say that your company policy forbids you from making any other immediate statements.
In our company policy says to say nothing.
Are you injured at all, sir? No, sir, I'm not hurt. Okay.
Take photographs. You should always have a camera in your vehicle. A single-use camera is sufficient. If you don't have a camera, see if you can borrow one from someone at the scene. Take photographs of your vehicle, the other involved vehicles, and the entire scene. Take a minimum of 4 shots of each vehicle, 1 of each side, even the areas not damaged, and 4 shots of the overall scene, 1 from each direction. Take other photographs that help tell the observer what happened. Take close-ups, working your way in a series of shots. Take photos of tire marks, debris in the road, the immediate location, and even photos which include bystanders, their vehicles, or other important information. These photos could prove to be priceless. One cautionary note: use some discretion. We recommend that in general, you do not photograph people involved in the accident, particularly those who have been injured. Make no statements. We urge you to make no statements to anyone. Never assign blame, never apologize, and never promise anything. If the media is present, move away to a place where you can be left alone. Other information. If others are giving their versions of what took place, do not let their talk concern you, even when what they are saying is inaccurate. Rather than trying to react to and counter what others are saying, go about gathering information at the scene, including your photographs, police information, the agency, name, and badge number, the police report number, names of others involved, their insurance information, hospitals where the injured have been taken. Points to remember. There are 4 major steps for you to follow when you become involved in a vehicular accident. Step 1. Protect the scene. Use your emergency flashers, then your reflective warning triangles or flares. Control access to your cab and cargo at all times. Step 2. Get help. Get help, especially medical assistance, as soon as possible. Call the local authorities, your company, and the Lancer Insurance Group right away. Step 3. Provide assistance. Your offer of assistance may be helpful, but do so only as far as your ability and training allows. Step 4. Gather and exchange information. Photograph the involved vehicles and the accident scene. Document all law enforcement and witness information, and stay alert. Say as little as possible and never say anything beyond what is required. Remember, what you say can be held against you. Hopefully, through careful driving, you'll never have to worry about these accident scene issues. But being prepared for any situation is an important part of your professional duties. Knowing and following the instructions presented here will help you deal effectively with the stress and crises that an accident can bring.